Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Oops, I left my mic on during the countdown. Oh well. Okay, with any luck, we are going to start this show and figure out where all the electrical outlets and things go. Let me make sure that the chat is working because I tried to hook it up so I can show messages from this stream. Apparently my mic is live. You heard my door open. I ran out to fill up some water. Oh, you know what I should do? I should change my background color to match this show. Let's do that really quick. It's too green. Let's just go orange. There we go. Okay, that's more fun. So here we go. We're going to first start with a little, get my computer out so I can show you the plans. And we need to actually make this list for reels. So I think I actually do want the possibility of this camera on the stream. I'm gonna hook that back up. And it looks like the chat is working. So if you are watching, then put a little Q in front of your message if you have a question, because it makes it easier to see throughout the chat. Are we going to plan out the wired Ethernet jacks and access points today? We are going to take that into consideration, but I did already do most of that work. So we don't need to I want to make sure that we're aware of like how they might interact, but the more important thing right now is the power. Just because I do already have plans, but we can go over that. We can go over that. So I need my laptop. Where did it go? How did I misplace the whole computer? There it is. This laptop has the plans, the model. So let's get that set up so you can see it. It's in SketchUp Viewer. Good questions coming in already. Will you be planning to include utilities in the rental cost of the 2 rental units? We have to include water and garbage, I believe. Those are the two that are required to be like provided by the landlord. And you can bill for it, but you can bill for it. Oh gosh, I have to read up on this. It's all been changing too. Usually it's just electric that the tenants would have in their own name. And that would obviously only be for long term. We're going to do short or medium term for at least one, probably both of these. So I think that I'm just going to have all the utilities in my name. And then for short term, you wouldn't bill separately for that. Okay. I've got the plans. Let's share. I wanted to roll right from one to the other, but that did not leave me a lot of time to set things up for this. We'll just do AirPlay. That'll be fine. Which means I can do which means Where did it go? There's that. But we want to show you that. Not quite. Just getting things set up here for the other show. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, that one. And that one. Now I can do that. That's what I wanted to do. So let's start with the fun one, which is, so there's 3 units in here: bottom floor, middle floor, and ours is the top floor. And I am much less, oh, I've got the wrong background on here. I'm much less opinionated, I guess, about the electrical for the other 2 units that are the rentals. I think this is the right one. Yeah. A little bit silly to have my thumbnail there. Let's see if we can at least get that back to a static background. I'm much less picky about the electrical for the rentals. I feel like whatever is like normal is fine. I do want to double check that there might not be something we want to do a little bit special for those, but I really care more about ours, because this is one of the fun things you can do with building a house, is decide everything, all the details. So let's start there, because that's the fun part. That's the fun part. So, yes. We've got, so our unit is the top, mostly in this top floor up here, but we have this is our door, front door. So let's start down there, because there actually is going to be stuff that we want to do down there. Might as well just do this in order. And how am I going to actually take notes on this? How am I going to actually write this down? Because this is just for showing you the plans. There we go. That's our front door. Oh, that's a little bit funky. Let's do that one. Does Portland have building code regulations for minimum distance between outlets? It does. My general theory with this is that the minimum requirements are far less than I want. So I'm going to want way more outlets than the minimum would be, which is why I don't just want to let the electrician come in here and just do whatever he would do, because it's not going to be enough. For example, so I'm pretty sure it's like, I don't know the exact details of it, but it's basically every 6 feet. In the kitchen, it's 3. So 6 feet is this whole back wall. These are 1 foot tiles. So this is like 7.5 feet. So you'd have like 1 here, and then you could do 1 over there, and then that would be like it. I don't think this one would count. I don't remember why. Not 100% sure on that. But randomly placed outlets at the minimum code requirement is not terribly interesting to me, because I want to think about it more from what we're actually going to be doing with the space. So for example, this is our entryway. Come in the front door. We already put in the order for the custom cabinets that go along, basically along that back wall with a little bit of a bench. And one, that means we definitely don't want a regular outlet on the back wall, because it's going to get cabinets built over it. But also, like, what do you do in an entryway? You drop things off. Our bikes are going to be in here. My bike has a battery on it. I want to charge the battery. So that's the first thing. Other things I do right now by the front door, there's my Fitbit charger lives there. That's probably doesn't make a lot of sense here because it's all the way down at the bottom, but it's convenient at the apartment. So I'm thinking like, our bikes are going to kind of get tucked under that and live like over here. So I think we're going to start with an outlet under the stairs there just to be able to tuck any kind of electrical stuff that we want in the back in there. So how do we do this? Screenshots? Mark up screenshots? Is that going to be the best way to do it? I can't think of a better way to do it. Oh, Scott says the minimum distance between outlets is part of the National Electric Code, which is all about safety. There's more to it than just safety, because there's like, or I guess maybe it's safety when you don't have to run extension cords. Yeah, anyway. Obviously, they're going to follow the code, but we can ask them to do more than that, and that's what I want to do. So there is going to be, let's see, the best way to do this. You know what? I would like to be able to draw on this with my iPad. So what we're going to do, running out of devices. What we're going to do is move the chat over to this iPad so that I can use my iPad to actually draw. Because that's what I want to do. I want to take screenshots, send screenshots to my iPad, and then draw on them with a pencil. That's how we're going to do this. And actually, you know what? I can just put the chat on the computer screen. That's fine. Okay. So forget that one. Okay. So we're going to take that screenshot, send this to my iPad. Once we get this first couple down, this will go faster. Sorry for figuring this process out as we go. And I guess I can just save them into the camera roll. Yes, using markup. That's fine. That's good enough. However, that does mean that I need one more button here for sharing this. So let's rewrite that one. Apple TV and table camera. And now I can do, oh no, I'm running out of wires. Just realized the Apple TV is being used for that one, so I can't share my iPad over it. Let's do this. Let's do that. What is that? 16. So, zipper source iPad is 16. Does that work? Yes, it does. However, that camera is wrong. Okay, now I can go back and forth between these two. So here's the screenshot I emailed to myself, or airdropped to myself. So let's go ahead and take some notes. Mark this up. First of all, I want an outlet under here. That is too thin of a pen. Just go like that. And that's better. Okay. Under the stairs. I don't know why I feel like having the ability to plug stuff in over by this little shelf would be useful. So let's do one over here also. And then I think according to the, well, wherever we have to do one for the code, I don't care if there's extras. So it's probably gonna be one here. We have this little shelf thing. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're gonna take a short break. Countdown. Okay, I'm back. Let's try this again. got things hooked up here now to be able to draw on the diagrams and stuff. So, okay, good questions here. Are you going to have only classic 2 and 4 outlets, or are you going to do some custom size with more outlet density? I feel like more than 4, the pair is a little bit much. That would just start looking weird at some point. But definitely going to do some 4s like in the offices and stuff. And then Christopher asked, will your house be wired for AC, solar panel, battery? Looked into it. Definitely doing solar panels on the roof, feeding the top unit, tied into that meter. Looked into battery and decided not to do it for 2 reasons. 1 is extremely expensive, and 2, that's kind of dangerous, just having that much potential energy stored. So much bigger fire risk and all that stuff. So plus it's like extra $30,000 or something ridiculous. So no battery. But the solar panels will feed back. They get connected into the meter, so we use less grid electricity when the panels are running, and in the times where the panels are not producing, then we just draw more from the grid. So, and then what Portland does is if you overproduce, then you actually get a credit. So I have a feeling we're probably not going to overproduce just because I think we are going to be using a lot of electricity. Because that is going to be, that's one thing I haven't figured out, which I don't think I need to decide, but I mean, I guess I kind of do. So we have 3 units, and I want obviously 3 separate meters. But the question is, where does like the landscaping lighting go? What meter does that go on for like the common area stuff? Because it shouldn't be necessarily pulled from one of the rentals, because we don't want to charge them for the common area. So is it a 4th meter? I don't know. So I think I'm going to ask what the electrician recommends. I also can't remember if there's like extra fees you pay to the city per meter, in which case having a 4th one just for fun is not great. This one I also don't know about. Marcin says, will you use GFCI breakers for all circuits or maybe AFDD for some of them? I don't remember what AFDD means. AFDD, what is that? Arc fault detection. Oh, yeah. That I want to just go with the electrician's recommendation on. I don't think there's necessarily a benefit of having GFCI everywhere. So I'm just going to let them decide that one. Oh, this is a good point. Private sub-meter on your own install. Do they allow you to have multiple meters on the same account? Yeah, so I can have multiple meters on one like city account and one bill, which is actually what I have right now, because there's the meter for this one is in that, maybe it's on that wall. But then there's the temporary meter now, which is out at the front of the lot, just attached to a giant pole in the front of the lot, which is what they're using for the construction. And those both get billed under my same account at the city. But so yeah, that's one way to do it. But sub-meters would work for I could run all the outdoor stuff on a sub-meter so the city doesn't care about it, but I could at least know how much we're using for our unit versus how much the landscaping and stuff is taking. And things like the power for the outdoor cameras, the network switches for that kind of stuff. One of the other things I have not figured out that I do want to do is I want even more granularity about the data, like metering the panels. And there's one company I found that is way too expensive. I forget the name of it now, but it's basically like they provide the whole panel, and each of the circuits has a meter in it, and it's all like connected to their cloud system. It was way too expensive. Does not make sense to go spend that much on it, just essentially for fun. There are like aftermarket things you can kind of clamp around the wire. It's not even physically electrically connected. Those are made for retrofitting like an existing panel, but it might end up being the best option because they're not nearly as expensive. But basically, I do want to be able to monitor like each circuit, how much power is it using, so I can see like, oh, the dryer is using this much, the office room is using this much. Know Your Joe is a good question. Will the system have the option to add batteries later if they become more reasonably priced? I'm going to ask the solar people this. I don't know the answer to that. My thought is if it's just a matter of running a couple of extra wires to be able to have the battery wired up right, then yeah, let's put that in. Because again, wires are cheap right now while the walls are not closed. I don't know if there's other things that it would have to take in order to be able to add a battery in later. So I will ask the solar people, which is going to happen next week also. Yeah, should not any common area and studio into the same account for business expense write-off. Well, that's the other thing is that they're totally separate businesses, which is why I want to be able to meter them better. because this is actually under one of the units. So, but it's all in the same meter, and I would like to be able to meter them separately because I would like to, for example, charge my YouTube business for the electricity from the rental business. That would make sense, right? It's kind of just all bundled in one right now. Oh, are you going to put an analog phone wiring? Is there a requirement for it? I don't think so. I don't think there's a requirement for it. God, I hope not. There's no reason to. No, I don't want to put an analog phone wiring. AFUD will be imposed by code on certain circuits. Yeah, I'm going to let the electricians figure out that stuff. I care more about where they go. And actually, Robert's question. Any AC duplex or fourplex outlets that would be half hot where the top ones can be controlled by a wall switch. Okay, so this is actually, we're going to get to that when we get to some of the living spaces. I have mixed feelings about these. I feel like they're never well marked, so that like when you're trying to plug in a lamp and you plug it in and like it doesn't turn on, and you're like, is the outlet broken? Is the lamp broken? And then you realize that there's a switch across the room that turns on that outlet, but only one of the two. It's very confusing. I feel like they need to be better marked. I feel like I've seen sometimes they're marked by the outlet being flipped over, so it's upside down, which I guess that works. So I think I want to reduce the number of these that we do, if any, and just build all the lighting into the walls in the first place. Okay, so back to this. So in the entryway, there is a little cabinet situation like this, and it's like that tall. Goes over to here, comes down, and there's like a little bench there, and then there's like the doors. My thought is, oh, what does this one actually look like? Let's see. We have drawings of all of Unit C. Oh, where is bookcases? Huh. Where did all my drawings go of all the cabinets? Now I can't. Why can I not find them? I want to find them so I can show you what these look like. Interesting. Is it? Here it is. Okay. So this is the shelving for that entry. So that's that wall in the back, a little bench. I feel like it might be useful to have an outlet inside one of these cabinets for something. So I'm going to put that on the list. Probably, where would it go? Because like one thing I want to charge is my bike battery, right? And maybe I could just toss it inside that cabinet. Let's do it. Let's do it like, well, if we have one on the wall there, then maybe we do one in this corner inside. Okay. And there'll be one there next to the bench. And then whatever else the electrician has to do for minimum. Yeah. And then that arrow points to inside there in case I want to charge something on the bike. E-bikes or whatever. My battery comes off the bike, but eventually maybe we get an e-bike that you need to run a cord to or something. Lighting for the entryway. I feel like there's this goes pretty tall, so I feel like there wants to be a light right here. How do you draw a light? Should I draw a light bulb? Would that be? There we go. Some sort of wall light there. Probably also one over on this side somewhere. Looks like a mushroom. One thing that's not on this model is there's going to be little drawers here under the stairs. Just because. Gotta take up all space. Use all the space possible. Oh, and that window got taken out over here. I think we're going into this plan with I'm making the minimum requirements. I'm not making all the requirements because clearly there's going to be some things that I didn't think about. So let's just stick with that. Graham says in the UK, some lamp sockets have smaller round pins and are rated at 2 amps. Not easy to mistake for rectangular 13 amps. Well, you have 2 amp outlets. That's so weird. We have 15 is the normal outlets, and then we have 20 amp outlets also, and they have an extra like a T one instead of one of the, there's like the 2 vertical things. One of those has a little thing coming off, so you can't physically plug in a 20 amp. A thing that has a 20 amp plug into a 15 amp, which is good, but you can plug a 15 amp thing into a 20 amp circuit because that's fine. I put a couple of 20 amp circuits around this room actually, but I don't have any 20 amp things plugged into them. But I was like, might as well run the big wires and get the bigger outlets. Is the cabinet blocking the window? Yeah, it is. We took out that window because as soon as we were like planning the cabinets, we were like, you know what? That window's not doing any work in that room because we've got the giant windows above it. So that little window is gone now. It's already boarded over. Otherwise, it would have blocked, which would have been weird. As the cabinets will not be in place when the outlets are placed, are you planning to have the cabinet be open in the back? I'm pretty sure they're building it with a solid back, but we can just cut a hole for it. If not, ask for an outlet in the knee space of the cabinet and put a power strip in the cabinet. Yeah, that might work too. Will you install smoke alarms? They're required for rentals and they have separate electric breakers. I'm just gonna let them do whatever's required for that because yeah, smoke alarms are absolutely required for everything, not just rentals. And it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like in every bedroom, and then also, I think it's one in any space outside of a bedroom, and then you can share that one across multiple bedrooms. But every bedroom needs one also. I don't remember if they're required to be wired power or if that's just something that everybody does now. I feel like everything I've seen recently, it does have a wired power for it with a battery backup. But we'll do that because if it's not required, it's a good idea. And yeah, those get their own circuit. No, your Joe says, is this your all's forever home? And if so, will you be installing an elevator? It is. That's the plan. There is a dumbwaiter, which is a tiny elevator to move objects up and down, but there's no actual elevator. But yeah, we can you can kind of see it here. Let me go to this model. So you can see it on the side here. So it'll be accessible from the yard, and then it goes all the way up and stops in the office and then up at the kitchen and on the roof. We'll get up to the roof later. Okay, so there's the entry. I don't think I have any more requirements for the entry other than that. So and then the stupid smoke detectors only detect something when you cook. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. They're linked to when they get wired that way. Yeah, that's a good idea. We not only do we have smoke alarms, we actually have a full-on sprinkler system in this. So that's going to get installed very soon. Actual sprinkler system. Okay. So, oh, David says, I have cut out outlets in the back of built-in cabinets and then plugged things inside the cabinet. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I think having some electric inside that would be a good idea. But that's it with the entry. Let's move up to the second floor, which is an interesting mix of stuff. So, oh, that wall is wrong in the model now. It's not angled like that anymore, but other than that, it's correct. That's Lily's office / studio, and a couple things I know we're going to want to do here that are probably unconventional. Let's go into Lily's office. Let's do it like oh yeah. Cameras in the entry, multiple cat outlets. Okay, I think we're gonna leave the network stuff for like a different project because I do already have a ton of notes about that. Do you want me to go over that really quick? Because it is kind of cool. Let me pull that up. Let's just do that really quick. Design.ui.com. So this is what I've been working on for the network and cameras. And this is Unify's planning tool. And let's turn that off or go, yeah, the Wi-Fi one. So we've got, the problem is that these floors aren't exactly like that's actually 4 feet above that. So it doesn't quite reflect it in this plan, but you get the idea. This is the entryway we were just looking at. So here, there's a camera here facing out. There's a camera inside the house facing the door. I don't have that many cameras inside the house, but I definitely don't have them in the rentals, but I do want one here for our front door. That is going to require a jack on the wall to do that with PoE running back to the switch. This is the door lock, and that is a PoE device powered from the central switch. It powers the little reader on the outside. And then this actually has 12-volt relays, relay or 12-volt power that can trigger door release mechanisms. So that's how I want to do the front door. So that needs its own PoE, and that's going to go inside the wall here. So basically, there's going to be a PoE box on the outside here, PoE here, and then I've actually drawn these to connect where they're actually going to go. So they all connect to different places. So there is a little shed out here, and this is a 48-port PoE switch, which feeds all of the common area things. So outdoor cameras, all the door mechanisms, and and the run back to this room to feed. So this is like the first entry point for the network. So there's my studio. I'm sitting right here. There's a wire we're going to run, a fiber wire that goes to this to feed internet to the main house. And the fiber internet comes in to the studio into here. So my thought here is this is like physically outside the main building, which means in order to get to it, you don't need to go through any of the units. So if I ever need to like have somebody remotely troubleshoot or rewire something, I can, have a separate key to that door to get into that room. And that feeds all the common area stuff. once we get inside, like here's an access point. Oh, right. The access points in the rentals, I wanted to connect to the common switch, again, to make it so that it's not part of their infrastructure. But they do have wired jacks inside also, which connect to a actual switch inside the units. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi map really quick. So these lines light up green to show what's connected to that. So this is inside this rental. It'll be like in above the washing machine or something. 16 port PoE switch, and it's going to feed the network jacks that are around that rental. So if they ever wanted to plug stuff in and run their own network, they can do stuff in there. But the access point in the ceiling is not part of that system. It's part of my system. And then the same thing goes for the middle unit, which is here. So they have their own in-unit switch that feeds the in-unit Ethernet jacks, but the access point is fed from the common one. Our unit is a mess. So under the stairs, I'm going to have another 48 port PoE switch, and that's going to feed all of our Ethernet jacks and our access points and whatever inside cameras we have. And yes, we can't really put cameras inside the rentals. I think people would not appreciate that. I've already had some people try to unplug the router in this rental before when they stay because they don't want the radiation or whatever. So, okay, where were we? So I think this is all figured out. Like, if we look at like Lily's office, there's a network jack here on this wall, which is where you could put a desk along that wall. There's a network jack back here, which she's gonna have ignore the little drawings of the desks. She has a bookcase back here. Like her printer is gonna live in there, so that'll have an easy shot there. The main hub for everything is under the stairs. This is a little room that is over here under the stairs. And this is going to be a little phone booth, basically. So phone booth recording studio kind of thing. It's just a stair width wide. But it'll be easy to put sound treatment everywhere and also to install some, just like a webcam and some lighting or something. So that's going to have its own power and its own Ethernet jack as well. So if we go up one more floor, here's the main part of our living space. I do want a couple cameras inside. I think they're fun, but also for like motion alerts or whatever, or watching the cat while we're gone. So one over here watching the stairs. I don't know if we really need this one looking at the kitchen. None in the bedroom. Oh, I should do one in the karaoke room. Probably. Yeah. Just realized that. But as far as network jacks here, my thought is overbuild because it's way harder to add them later. So one in the far corner of the kitchen, just in case. The cabinets don't go all the way to the ceiling, so if we ever wanted to shove stuff on top of the cabinets, we could. That one would be under the cabinet area here. This would be inside the stairs because I want to do some art installation in the stairs, and it'll need a network connection. Living room, 3 options. So I think we're going to do a TV on this wall. Lily doesn't really want a TV in the living room. I still think it's a good idea. It's visible from the kitchen. I think it's worth it. But in any case, definitely put a network jack there just in case we ever do that. That is a bookcase, so that gets its own network jack. Karaoke room is going to have... Oh, that's not a closet anymore. We took out the closet in that room. So I want options for being able to plug stuff in on either wall, basically, which is the idea there. Bedroom probably doesn't need one, but this is actually one of those access points that you put in the wall just because the Wi-Fi range doesn't quite reach from this access point through all the walls here. So the thought there was, let's just put access point in the wall, which also is an Ethernet switch. And then the roof. So this is where we would mount a TV. I think I want to do that also on the roof. Another access point for the roof, Ethernet jacks for there, and a camera, of course, because I do want to keep an eye on the roof from there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. I did spend a while making this already, so I don't think we need to rehash. A lot of cameras, as you can see, on the outside from all the different angles to basically be able to watch around the whole thing. Yeah, okay. Basically, all of this stuff is also PoE, so I don't need to worry about electric for any of it. They are all going to be powered. Most of that stuff is going to be powered from this, which will be plugged into an outlet in this closet, which is going to be, I guess this is looking like maybe not a separate CD meter, but maybe a proper sub meter for our unit, just so that it's not just a separate line coming off the breaker box, but an actual meter. Add a camera on the roof, point it at the nice view you get from there. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, let's add that. Let's add, oh my God, where is it? Not floor plan. Not a wall. Where did it go? Devices. There we go. Camera. Let's get one of the 4K ones. This one. And let's see, probably here. And then it will look, it'll be pointing that way. And let's see, that is going to run, draw a cable from here. We'll go and follow this mess of cables down into there. Great. Ooh, PTZ for the roof camera. That'd be fun. Does Unify have any PT? The one downside about Unify is that you have to use their cameras. You don't get an option to not use their cameras, which I'm a little bit sad about. Well, I broke that. Do you have a camera that's pointed at the studio from the house and vice versa? Yeah, they're so close to each other that it almost doesn't even make any sense. This is not how close they are to each other. They're actually way closer. That corner is about 6 feet away from that corner. So it's like down here. I don't know if you can see my tiny mouse cursor. And basically, and there's actually more cameras on the studio already. Where did they? Oh, I have a different, I forgot. There's a whole nother plan. Okay, this is the actual site plan. So this is showing how the two buildings are, oh, and I didn't put I put the ground floor cameras on the other plan. But these are where I have cameras right now on the studio. So I have one looking at the back there. This one, you can kind of see the house. This one, you can see the front door. That one, you see most of the yard this way. And then, yeah, there will be, what did I draw? I guess I don't have one from this corner looking that way, but I don't know if we really need it. Actually, you know what? Maybe we do, because that would do better than better view of... Right now, the only view of this door, there's a door here. My only view is this one, which is not actually that great, because it's like a weird side view. So actually, I want that one over there. That's what I want. It'll be... it will be... It is extremely close. Yes, it is as close as you can build buildings together. And we actually had to go through some extra hoops because they're so close in terms of fireproofing. And there used to be like roof eaves on this wall, and we had to get rid of them because they're too close. And there's also like window sizes that had to change based on how close this is. Ah, there is a Unify. Okay. Very nice PTZ and someone from Marina. Ah, good idea. I'll splurge on that for the roof. That makes sense. Oh yeah, $1,800. Yeah, better be nice. Sure. With one PTZ camera and ropes and pulleys, you won't even need all those other cameras. I mean, okay. So let me actually put this back because I want to put it on this one. So basically there's another camera on this corner. Connected there, short run. Yeah, that's nicer. Okay. But yeah, none of those need other power because they're all powered over Ethernet. So as long as this thing has power, everything has power. This needs power, but that's inside the other unit. So, okay, that's that. Let's go back here. So for Lily's office, what I want to do is somehow tell the electrician that so because she has the cabinet in the back, which again, I don't know why I don't have the drawings of the cabinets handy. But because she has a cabinet in the back, that's where the printer goes. Printers pull a lot of power, laser printers, when they turn on, and you can see the dip in any other things that are connected to it. So I want that to be its own circuit. So there's going to be an outlet inside the cabinet here, and that needs to be on its own circuit. So if I use the other one, different color for the other ones, then yeah. Other than that, I don't care too much about this beyond what's required. So that's the access for the dumbwaiter. So I'm guessing they would probably do something like this, and then I don't think the whole thing is 12 feet, so probably there would be one here on the inside wall and over here. I think we do want to go a little bit overboard here, because again, if you have a desk along that wall, we don't want to run long wires. So let's make sure there are 3. There's going to be seating over here, and then the shelf cabinet up here. And question for her is floor or ceiling outlets. And I do think we'd want to do at least one of those. I'm also going to say we want an outlet inside the closet. Just because, again, like being able to charge stuff inside closets is cool. I I'm tempted to give her a floor outlet because her original plan is going to be to do a desk like in the middle of the room, like this. And I feel like having a floor outlet would be useful. Maybe not outside the desk. It would end up being inside the desk area. So like in the middle of the room there. And then the reason for the ceiling outlet would be because this is going to be where she's filming stuff. So being able to plug in a light and not have to run a wire all the way down the wall would be nice. So I don't know how to draw a ceiling outlet here. Maybe yeah. You don't have like this is not in, let's do this. Say ceiling. Somewhere up there, ceiling outlet. I think it'll be useful. Okay. The the flooring people will like you a lot for that floor outlet. Are you thinking of a hideaway floor box? Yeah, I'm thinking you can get ones that are like flush mount with the wood floor. You see them in the good quality like offices or ballrooms and stuff. I don't want it to be the ones that get raised up, but there are flush mount ones. Philip says, does the dumbwaiter affect fire regulation in the building code? That's why it's rare these days to have laundry chutes. Absolutely does. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It is. So what's weird about this is this wall. I've got the other two floors turned off, but that wall with the black and the siding over here, this is actually a shear wall. So it has to be like plywood with a certain nailing spaces and stuff. So it's structural. It's like part of the engineering that went into it is that it's a shear wall. And what that means is that they couldn't build this as like part of the house. So they had to go straight across. So this chute doesn't actually exist right now. And this is basically going to exist as a completely separate, like almost like a separate structure. And it has its own fire rating that it has to conform to. So because they can't break the shear wall here, you can't just like cut it out and then like build this around. You have to leave that there and only cut out the doors. This ends up having to get built in pieces as like a finished wall. Like normally you would do layers. You would do like plywood or the framing, then you put plywood, then you put the weatherproofing over it, and then you insulation, and then you drywall. They have to like build that as a wall in chunks and then like assemble it in place, completed. Because once you build the chute, you can't like get into it. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The guy, the contractor was like, "Are you sure you want a dumbwaiter?" Because once he started figuring out how that was going to work, it was like, "Oh my god!" It should be happening soon. Somebody mentioned earlier. Rossi mentioned a modern day elevator is slightly larger than a dumbwaiter and can be installed pretty easily. Yeah. We hadn't really planned for that. The one downside about this is that, so because it makes a stop here and in the kitchen and on the roof, but this is not above the entryway. So if we wanted to do a people elevator, I guess you could, like, if we ever wanted to, I guess we technically could redo it as a full size elevator, because it is just built onto the side of the house. So we could just change that, like take it all apart and do it again bigger, and maybe make it span there and then have you enter from this side. But I'm not worried about that for now. That's a long ways off. Maybe we'll have teleporters by then. Which software am I using? This is SketchUp, and this is what the architect used to design the whole thing. And I barely know how to use it. If you put all the switches in the same rack, there's a UPS module from Ubiquiti, early availability for now. Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want some sort of UPS for that. That was one of the other reasons for doing all the outside cameras and stuff powered off of PoE, so that I can put a battery on that stuff. Because that way, at least if the power goes down, we still get cameras for a little while. I don't know if I need to buy their UPS, because just a regular rack mount UPS would be fine also, but I will take a look at it and see how it compares. It's probably going to be very expensive. Eric says, electrician is locating boxes for power. Are they also locating your data network boxes too? It's actually a different contractor. So different guys doing the low voltage stuff who is not the electrician. So yeah, totally separate projects. Okay. So Lily's office, let's give her a ceiling outlet. That's easy. Floor outlet's a little bit more complicated because of the interacting with the flooring, and I want it to be flush mount. So I'll let the contractor talk me out of that one if he doesn't want to do it. But the ceiling one is easy because it doesn't need to be flush. It can just be a regular outlet. And then the lighting for her set can be plugged in without ugly wires on the walls. Okay, am I thinking about anything else? Separate outlet for, separate circuit for the laser printer. Separate circuit. Seems silly to have just one outlet on that circuit, but I do think it's worth it. I don't actually know where the power box, the breaker box is going to go either. But I think I'll let the electrician decide that. Okay. Lighting for this room. Probably just like 4 can lights. What else? Anything else? Anything else? Do we want, what other kinds of things do you wish you had outlets for? Philip, no pneumatic tubes for sending messages around the house. I remember those at Costco and being fascinated by them. Okay. It's probably good. I don't think I have any special requests for the bathroom, so whatever they want to do in the bathroom is probably fine. Oh, I do have a special request for the bathroom. Haha. The special requests for the bathroom are let's do this. So this is bathroom outside the office. Let's bring that over to the iPad. Okay. Special requests. I really like the anti-fog mirrors. They basically have little heaters inside of them, and then that keeps the mirrors from fogging up when you take a shower. So I want to do that. That means some sort of power for that inside here. Anti-fog mirror power. And then we also have power for the toilet. Um, Other than that, again, just normal, whatever they would do. Outlet for electric car. I like this response. This is Portland. They don't use cars there. It's true. No, there actually is no garage. So there is no garage. I took over the garage. That's where I am sitting right now. It is not a garage anymore. And neither of us own cars and have no plans to. Lots of plans for bicycles. So we will have to talk about outside power for bikes, possibly. But no, there is a spot to pull a car in. It would be outside, but it's not technically a driveway. It just happens to be big enough for a car. Yep. Going Japanese with the toilets. They're going to be either Toto or there's another brand that we found, that was a little bit cheaper. Extra soundproofing in the bathroom wall next to the office. Yeah, that wall, that is a good idea. And, we have a request in to the contractor to soundproof the crap out of as much as he can think of. So yeah, that wall between the two is a good idea. This wall between the two units has to have extra, what ends up being soundproofing anyway, just because it's a firewall. But yeah. What is PDX? PDX is the nickname for Portland, the city of Portland. It's the airport code, but we use it to refer to the city. I don't know why that happened. Okay, inside this closet, special closet. So back there is where the network rack goes. So that is the main network rack for our unit. I want that. I definitely don't want it to share power with other parts of the house. One of my least favorite things about the apartment we live in right now, which I swear cannot be actually up to code, is every outlet in the 2 bedrooms and the living room are all on one circuit called bedrooms. I swear that cannot be allowed, but that's how they built it. And it means when the laser printer in the office turns on, the servers in the living room sometimes just shut down because the breaker trips. And the AC that we have to buy ourselves, because they don't provide in-unit AC, the only place to plug it in is where they've got the vent outlet on the wall, which is next to an electrical outlet. That is on the same circuit. So we've got a AC and a laser printer, actually a second laser printer, and all of our computers and TV and everything, and a bunch of lights because there aren't even enough lights fixtures in the apartment, and it's all in one circuit. So I'm like maybe overreacting to that, and going to do the complete opposite. Plenty of air conditioning in the closet where the network rack is. I don't think so the air conditioning in the units is in mini splits, and we're gonna have like 3 zone mini splits. So I have one up here, and I love it. It's great. But it's not like central heating where you put vents and pipes everywhere. So there's not gonna be a mini split in that closet, but it is in like the center of the house, so it should be pretty insulated. But one thing I do want to do is vent it. So I think it's going to vent to the outside. I think I want to just put a vent here, or maybe on the side here, which is under the stairs there, and have it actually be a fan that is just constantly blowing air out. I actually did that for the server closet here, and it's helped a ton. I just drilled a hole in the side of the wall and put a 4-inch fan that just blows out, and it keeps that room a lot cooler. Even though it doesn't really share the AC from this room, because if I have that door closed between the two, it doesn't share the AC much, but it does, even by itself, keep it a lot cooler. Yeah, that sounds crazy. On 115 amp circuit, yeah. Depends on how old the wirings are. It might have been legal, but then when you touch it, the whole brown tube building needs to redo the wiring. Yeah, it's like a 40 unit building, and but it wasn't even built that long ago. It was built in like, I think it was like 2008 or something. So it should, even if it's legal, they should not have done that. Anyway, so, okay. Server or recording area, phone booth, whatever you want to call it. The there's going to be like a little shelf thing built along that back wall. So I'm pretty sure that's where an outlet goes. How do I draw this? This is hard because this room is so weird and I can't see it all. I guess we're going to take this screenshot. So send this to the iPad. Vents in the closet door, probably too, yeah. Probably wouldn't hurt to do vents, venting like into the main space. I should ask somebody who knows more about air management. Because I have one pulling air out of the house that way. It's already going to be pulling air in from this gap, which actually might be enough for the room because it's going to create the negative pressure here. So maybe just a little vent on the top of this of the ceiling here, just to let air come in. But that should keep that room cool. Okay, iPad. So for this one, we want definitely an outlet inside that shelf. We probably want one. I don't know if we need one on that back wall, or even if we can, because it's got an extra layer of plywood and everything. We should probably just do one here on. I wish I could. How do I draw this better in 3D? This is not actually a good angle to do this. Let's trash this one. Actually, what I want is. I guess this. Maybe I want like bigger perspective or something. Can I do that? Oh, wait. There we go. So bigger, wider field of view or whatever. And now I can get into the... This is hard. You think I should request 2 completely separate circuits? Ooh. The equipment rack generates heat. Yeah, it will. Same problem I have in this one. Okay, let's grab this over to the iPad. What am I using for the 3D plans? It's SketchUp. But I'm just exporting screenshots and then using the iPad to draw on them. So definitely one up here. And then I think one over here is a good idea. I don't think there's any that are required in here because it's a closet. And I don't think closets have requirements. But then importantly, oh, there's a wall that shouldn't be in the model, because that's actually open all the way to the back. Oh, so you can do maintenance on one while we're keeping everything running. That's like maybe even a little bit overkill for me, but I like it. Yeah, because if I got a two outlet UPS, then you can switch off one of the circuits and keep it running. That's fancy. That's fancy. If your stairs are 19 inches wide, you can make underside individual rack spaces. That would be hilarious. Having rack gear mounted under the steps, like under the stairs here. No, I do, but I do actually want. Yeah, this is actually something. So I want to do fun lighting for the stairs, because I can like get to the underside of all of these really easily, and kind of on the next floor too, which will require power. So for under there, I don't have a way to get under there. I guess I'll just do this. So, you know what? Sure. Let's ask them to do 2 circuits to the underside of the stairs. They're going to be like, "What? Are you crazy?" So 2 circuits. Oops. Under there. Cool. I don't think there's any other special requests. Again, there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets put in here that they would just do anyway. I'm mostly worrying about things that nobody in their right mind would do. Making sure that we ask them about that. So let's move up to the main floor. So here's, again, the next flight of stairs where they're kind of floating. They're not actually floating stairs, but like the underside is just in the room. So I want to do some cool lighting under the steps. So I'm going to need power for this run somewhere, which might work in oh, that's a weird one. How does that connect to the closet? It's it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So that's the stairs coming up. And then this is, yeah, there isn't really like a closet space. Do you like model trains? It's fun to see layouts where the tracks run between rooms and floors. I mean, so long-term goals is to build a full-on transit system inside the house that is cat-sized. We'll see about that. I absolutely want power blinds. I haven't figured out which blinds to get yet, but absolutely want power blinds for pretty much every window because I really like being able to automate them based on like the season and the temperature inside and all that kind of stuff. So, is G scale the cat sized? Yeah, that is a different project, but maybe that's what one of the outlets above the kitchen cabinets is for. Okay. So, okay, special requests for the kitchen area. Let's get the perspective. It's a little bit nicer. Special requests for the kitchen area. I'm pretty sure, again, the code is 3 feet, so there's going to be plenty of outlets around the back. I guess it's not a bad idea to just make sure they put one here. I don't know if that is what they would do if that's required, but I feel like not having one in that side would be awkward. But again, this is going to be mostly just stuff they would do anyway. So let's take this. G-scale is too small for cats. It doesn't need to be proportion. It needs to be big enough that she can walk around in it, but it's okay if she's like a giant compared to the trains. That is a different project. That's a very different project. Okay. Under cabinet lights and above cabinet light for the kitchen. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So here we're going to do, let's see, how are we going to write this? Definitely one on that side. And then it's going to be like here, here, here. One on that side of the sink. And so definitely want glow lights up above cabinet lighting. Also, I really like the under cabinet lighting. I've got it with just like an LED strip, Philips Hue strip right now, and even that is good. So that's going to go under here, but it's going to be better than the Hue lights under cabinet lights, all the way around. Under toe kick lights. You know what? Generally, if the question is lights, I think the answer is yes. Because I think it looks great. So, and let's do that down here. Toe kick lights. Here's a question. It's not entirely related to power, but have you ever used the in-house vacuum systems, and are you a fan? Because my parents installed one in their house that they built in 1998, and they love it. And that is, again, one of those things where when there's nothing, when the walls are not even closed up yet, it's not that expensive to install it, but you're never going to do it later. Basically, it's a giant vacuum motor that gets installed like somewhere far away. Theirs is in the garage. This one could be in the little shed outside where the network gear is or whatever. But then you run pipes to a couple locations around the house, and then you can do one where it's like installed under the cabinet, like a little. Basically, you use a broom to just sweep stuff into this little slot that is a vacuum that goes into the central thing. And then they also make attachments or like holes for on the wall where you plug in a hose. And yeah, so I'm curious if you have an experience, because my parents really do like theirs. Christopher says no. Prefer my Dyson. I really like the Dyson too. One thing is that the Dyson, it's battery powered, so it's got the battery and it's got the motor, and all that is up here, and then it's got just like the hose that goes down, and that's a lot of weight up here, and it's not great for Lily to hold that much weight with her wrists and her hands. I don't mind it, but it is definitely not great for that. So one of the other things about the hose vacuum is that it's just the plastic hose. It's not any of the motors. So I hear it's great, but never had the occasion of putting one in my 630 square foot apartment. Yep. I hear in-house vacuums suck. Thank you, David. The built-in vacs are great. The key is making certain they can be serviced and maintained. Only concern with in-house vacuum is longevity, repair, and parts. I mean, this is what, 2023? So it has been 25 years that they've had their system in their house. And I don't know how many times they've had to get it repaired. I will ask. Common problem of whole house vacuum systems is where do you store the hoses? And that is true. We need a closet for that. Kitchen, separate circuits for electric stove, dishwasher, refrigerator, microwave, for wall outlets, and lighting. That's 6 circuits. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is actually required by code, so I don't have to worry about that. The stove is like a 220 circuit. I think the fridge doesn't have to be on its own because it's just a 60 watt or less appliance. But the stove dishwasher. Yeah, I don't think I have any special requests for that, basically. Again, mostly focusing on special requests, things that the electrician would not do by default, for things that are like above and beyond the code. Oh, getting tips about train. I know railroad engineers suffer giant cat on the track problems all the time. Use small boxes for rail cars. Cats can squeeze into so many things. Tell the cat they shouldn't do that, and that guarantees they will. Yes. Okay. We've got the lighting, toe kick, under cabinet lights everywhere. What about on the other side? Is there anything we need to do over here? So this looks out over the entryway. We do want the ability to do stuff. Oh yeah, anything that uses water have at least on GFCI. That's all. Again, a lot of that's just required. Anything that's near a sink has to meet GFCI, things like that. Okay, so this back wall, I need to request this because this is not something they would do. We want to do something cool on this wall. Like, for example, a green wall. Planting plants all up and down that. It's like 3 stories tall. I want to actually put like water up here and power. Just in case we ever wanted to like run an irrigation system from there. And also be able to power stuff that might be on this wall. So if it's not a green wall, it could be some sort of light installation or video wall. It'd be fun. Basically something up here so that we have possibilities. So, because that corner is like completely inaccessible once this is all done. So this is getting a special note. UV light for the plants. Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. Oh yeah. And for the Vestaboard, Flipboard signage, this is a spot that it could end up at. We haven't totally settled on where that's going to live yet, but this spot is one option for it. My argument for this is that it's visible from like everywhere else in the kitchen area and living room area. So like if you're over in the living room, well, you may not be able to see through that once we get the cool vertical slats there, but from over in the bar area and the kitchen, you can see that. The other thought I have for the location of it is on this wall up here, because this is pretty much visible from everywhere inside the main part of the house. That needs power, and it has the option for Ethernet, which I would like to do if possible. But it's also, it does have Wi-Fi, which is on right now in the apartment. Vertically mounted train on the big wall. See, these are the things that like can't really do that if you don't have power for it. So let's make sure we get power into here. So up here, we're going to do power and a water line of some sort. The water line might just end up being behind like a panel. Mood lighting for the green wall. Another good thing to use for that power for. Maybe I should actually also request power lower down on like here. Just in case. Okay. And could use a big wall for constant video projection too. That'd be fun. It's better to have a fridge on a separate circuit. You can turn off other circuits while you're on vacation and the fridge is still running. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Separate circuit for the fridge prevents the fuse from blowing due to other equipment. Yeah, maybe I should just make a note because I don't think that's necessarily assumed. So we're going to go back here, separate circuit. Okay. We need to go into the other part of the kitchen, which is this. So for this is the wet bar. I think we're going to do just the same, like three places for lighting. So we're going to do, although no, these cabinets, there's a soffit. That's what it is. So they do go all the way to the ceiling. So there's no above cabinet space. But we're going to have lighting inside the cabinets. So that in cabinet lighting. And then we do want toe kick lighting. Probably also under this bench. And what else am I thinking? Okay. Wet bar, GFCI outlets for appliances. Oh yeah, so we do actually have the cabinet in this picture is a little bit wrong, but we do have basically a little appliance garage here. So this is for appliances. And then this is, again, it's a kitchen, so they're going to be minimum requirements that they would do anyway, and that one's going to be GFCI because it's near an outlet or a sink. There'll be one over here probably. And then there's a little fridge. You know what? One thing they probably won't do, once we ask, is outlets along this. The reason for that is because if we ever sit at this and want to use a laptop and charge a laptop at a table, might as well just do that. Maybe 3 is overkill, but whatever. In cabinet lighting, toe kick lighting, and I think that's it. This is a great point. I long today, the oven manufacturers will have a battery and radio sync clocks. I don't know why they don't have a battery. That seems like an easy one. The radio sync clocks are a little bit more complicated, but it seems like it would be doable. Also, they're all like internet connected now. Can they just do NTP? Yeah, okay. Yeah. A lot of them already do have Wi-Fi connections, and they should be doing NTP. Just saying. Okay. I think we're done with that wall. So moving over to living room. So this is slightly wrong. We have redone the way this bookcase works, and there will not be a TV there. It is... I have the drawing somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they're in my Google Drive. This folder? Nope. Are they in? Weird. Plumbing. No. Why can't I find them? That's annoying. Jeez. Oh well. I don't know why I can't find them. Apparently, I need to ask my mom to send them over. She has all these drawings from of all the cabinets that we ordered. Do not understand where it went. Okay. Aha. Found it. It's on my other Google Drive. Jeez. Yes, Philip. The drawings are inside that other folder right next to that one. You are actually correct. You are actually correct. Okay, so the living room bookcases elevation. That's the one. So this is what it looks like now. Oh, this is what it looks like. So this is the basically three cabinets, and we'll do little arch things here. So shelves, open shelves, and then closed doors. So lighting, yes, probably lighting at the top going down. So we need power for that. That's probably it. Do not plan on putting a TV there, so don't need to worry about that. And how do I do this? I guess I should screenshot this to draw on this version. Otherwise, it's going to look weird on the other one. So around the corner, and we do lighting. And then Lily had one thing she wanted to make sure. Strip lighting in the baseboard, yes. Okay. Other than that, I don't think she cares much about electric. So lighting in that. And then we have this. Okay, so again, they're going to put outlets in normal spaces for the living room, but this is either going to be a TV or the Vestaboard, or both. TV would be down low, so it could be both. So for this one, I think I want to ask for some special outlets. This is where the Ethernet will go, but also I want to make sure there's an outlet that's high that we can, so we don't have to run a wire that's visible. So there, of course, will be outlets on the floor. I'm not going to bother drawing those, but I do want a outlet here for whatever we put up on the wall. TV on a lift to rise up out of the cabinet would be kind of fun. The problem is TVs are like, they're better when they're like kind of low, so they're not like you're not looking up. But yeah, I want to do an outlet up high on the wall in case we ever mount stuff up there. So either the Vestaboard or TV. Or TV wouldn't go up that high. But yes, something up there. Maybe it's actually a little bit off to the side. And network, yes. Outlets under the coffee table. That's an idea. So floor outlets in the middle of the room, basically. Yeah, that's not a bad idea because I can see that being useful. I don't know if we don't have a coffee table yet, so I don't know what we're going to actually do for that. Also, I don't know if we're going to have this many couches. We may end up doing just couches along this back wall. Don't know yet. We're going to have to buy a lot of furniture. But yeah, if we do put some sort of coffee table, then certainly having a floor outlet would open up some possibilities. Okay. Retractable power strip from the ceiling. That's another way to do it. That almost seems too office-y. That's all a little bit too much, even for me, I think. Any other unusual things? So I haven't drawn this yet, but on this top of this wall, let's see, if you look at the stairs, on top of this wall and here, I want to do vertical slats of wood with light strips on the top shining down so they're illuminated. So that needs power. So that is going to get a power hookup. That's going to be power for, what do we call it? Wood slat lighting. And maybe it's actually this back corner that gets power for stair lighting. Yeah, okay. Speakers, audio system for the TV room. So that's, yeah, the recommendation that when I talked to the guy who's going to do all the low voltage stuff, he recommended doing speakers in the ceiling of the living room and in the kitchen and connected to a Sonos box. I've never used a Sonos box before, but there's a little amplifier that you just run speakers into, and then all the smarts are in the Sonos box. So I think I'm going to go with that. At the very least, the speakers are just speakers wired, like they run a wire into something. So you can always change out the Sonos part later, because that's just like an appliance that lives in the house. But yeah, ceiling speakers for those rooms for sure. Okay. I think that covers it for this room. So let's move on to the karaoke room, which is here. So that closet doesn't exist anymore. So just keep that in mind. We have not 100% figured out how we're going to lay out this room yet. I think that means we need to make it flexible. So we need to be able to change our minds. So if we have a little cabinet where the karaoke stuff lives, I think we want to be able to put it on any of the walls. So let's just overbuild this with outlets. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do more than the 6 feet. So we would do one over here, one over there, one over there, one over there. Probably don't need one by the door. One down here, one over here, and let's just go around this side also, because there's no closet there anymore. Ceiling outlets for effects lighting in the karaoke room. Absolutely. It is a very small room, so, but yeah, definitely ceiling outlets. How do we do that? That's too awkward to do in this view. So maybe we do, let's take a picture like this. With soundproofing, yeah, we should probably add extra soundproofing to these walls. Also, projection. So one of the really cool things we saw in Japan was this, it was a room that was only a little bit bigger than this room. It was a restaurant, and all the walls were mirrors and the ceiling was not. And they had a projector on each side of the room projecting, I guess, up at the ceiling. And then it would just like stretch out over, you could just see it forever. It was very cool. And I kind of want to do that. We're also thinking about mirrors on at least one of the walls for exercise. So, I think the room is going to do double duty, or a lot of jobs, actually. So yeah, let's think. So for power, if we, in addition to the base outlets, we're also going to want ceiling outlets, probably in a couple of places, just because we may want to put projectors or other lights in multiple places. So let's do ceiling or high wall on all 4 sides and here. Although if it's a center room projector, then shouldn't those be in the middle? Should be here. And then we can put a projector there. Karaoke room should feed into the ceiling speakers in the other room. That's actually kind of fun. Yeah, what do I need to do for that? I would just need audio out from the karaoke room, be able to pipe it into the rest of the house. So I don't currently have plans for like a proper audio system for the house. I know that's a thing. You can get like giant amps that can run a bunch of different zones. That's not currently the plan. The current plan is Sonos powering small zones. So like, there's like a 10-foot wire from where the Sonos box lives into its speakers, and then doing that for a couple different rooms. You could use Dante for audio transport. Maybe that's a reason to go learn Dante stuff. Interesting idea. Do I need to worry about separate network for that, or can I just piggyback on the same wiring? Dante isn't that sensitive, right? Not like NDI for video. That might be the way to do it. So just run it all over the network. Short throw projector would be the plan. Yep. Yep. Short throw projector basically, like sideways. So normally you put a projector like on the floor and it would project up. So I would do on the wall sideways so that it projects on the ceiling, right? Just use a separate VLAN on the existing switches. Okay. Sean says I would put Dante and NDI in the same category for configuration. Well, I thought Dante bandwidth is like way less compared to NDI because NDI can saturate a network easily. Karaoke audio feeding into Sonos, also video cam for feeding other TVs or streaming from the karaoke room. It'd be fun. I kind of like this idea. Run all the house audio through Dante. What an interesting idea. I had not considered that. I like it. It's flexible because then you just, as long as the network jacks are everywhere, you can just do whatever you want. Okay, okay, okay. What is the smallest? I haven't looked at any of this gear. What's the smallest Dante to like analog audio or optical audio port box? Can you get like small boxes that you can plug into the Sonos box or something? To be able to get it into speakers in your room. Huh, what a cool idea. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some research. Okay, moving on. I think the answer to the karaoke room is just saturate it with outlets everywhere. It's a small room. Don't need to be too strategic. Bedroom, other than like outlets by both night tables, nightstands, I don't think I have any special requests. They have 2-channel Dante things that power via PoE. That's what I want. Philip says, consider your house as a set for flexible streaming opportunities. I like that idea. Yeah. So yeah, bedroom. I don't think there's anything terribly fancy to worry about. Some need little charge devices next to the beds. Under bed lighting. That is cool. I don't even know what bed we have though right now. We already have plans for lighting above, like on the wall up here because it's a vaulted ceiling, so it's already in the plans. That's where the washer and dryer live, by the way. I saw somebody ask that earlier. So they're in this, facing the bedroom. They're actually not, I don't think we're going to do them behind doors. I definitely want lighting inside the closets. It's probably worth at least just mentioning that here, because that's, again, not something you would do by default. So that's, I guess, the special request for the bedroom. So here we're going to say, in closet lighting. Oh, and while we're here, the bathroom is right here. So this is anti-fog mirror. Does the washer dryer have a drain pan in the event of overflow pipe break? I don't know how that works, but it's like a solved problem. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I don't know. Our washer dryer right now is inside the bathroom. Yeah, also I need to put the washer dryer next to the closet. So efficient to put clothes away. That's the idea. Like the clothes come from the bedroom go into the washer, and then go back into the bedroom. So why not reduce that distance? Clothing rail on track would need power for the walk-in closet. Yeah. Actually, I wonder if... No, I don't think we're going to do heated drying rack. Exhaust fan for the dryer. I don't think it needs a... I don't think it takes a fan. I think the dryer has its own fan inside, but there is going to be a pipe that goes basically along in the ceiling up here for a dryer vent. But that's not... Again, like... I don't need to tell them everything to do. I just need to tell them what to do beyond what would be normal. Any other weird electric? Oh, definitely make sure there's a special plug for an iron in here. That's something notable. So plug for iron. On that wall. They might have to do in there anyway, just because it is a, it's not like technically a closet, so it might still count as part of the bedroom. Anyway, just want to call that one out. Yeah. Okay. I guess we should go. I should probably just let's scratch that and do it in a proper shot of the bathroom. Okay. USB outlets at the bedside instead of wall warts. Yeah. That's actually something I didn't note in this, is which ones of these I want to be USB. I will say one problem with the USB wall outlets, which I put a few of them in here myself. One of the problems is that the outlets are often not where you want a USB cord to go. So like at the default placement, you would do outlets. You know, the iPhone cords are like 3 feet long. So that means you can be at most 3 feet away from that. And that doesn't always work, but depending on where things are. So you have to like carefully place them. So one behind each bedside table would make sense, for example. Okay, let's just do that. Let's make a note. Since that is where the bed's going to go, not a lot of other options for that room. Let's make sure that we do that. Okay, so there are regular / USB outlets. Yeah, it's this is like the little combo things, and they have some with USB-C as well as A now. So let's do that here. We'll say behind each one, USB plus power outlets. Because I could imagine a USB. Well, actually, it's like I have a little wireless charging pad for the phone now, so that will get connected to the USB power. Okay, so that's that one. And then, oh, Philip, you did remind me. Powered automatic feeders or litter boxes for cats. That you did. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that because that's in a different room. Okay, so back to this bathroom though. This one gets a couple of special things. So here is AirDrop to my iPad. Oh, I hope it saved that other one. Yes, it did. Okay. So this, we have again the anti-fog mirror. anti-fog mirror, power for toilet, and the shower system is not powered. I think that's it. Oh, I guess I do want like what is it? Like the timer it's like on the wall switches that are like timers for turning on like the fan or the it's like the mechanical or simple home automation that's just not actually connected to the home automation system, but like turn the knob to set the fan running for 20 minutes and then it turns off by itself. Or there's like they do it for heat lamps too. I don't think I want a heat lamp. Oh, that's gonna be underfloor heating in this bathroom. Uh, 85-inch TV in the bathroom. That is the size of the bathroom. Do a video wall floor in the bathroom. No saunas. We do not have plans for the saunas. They have push button timers for the fans. Oh yeah, I guess they're not all crank now anymore. I switched from a timer to locally controlled smart switch so I can set as a countdown switch. Lights around the mirror. Yeah, I think that's the same power that would power the heater inside the mirror. I'll just make a note, plus lights. You can see them in the little model too. There have to be outlets on the counter for, oh, one thing that could be useful is outlets inside of the vanity. Because I really don't like having to take up the wall outlets on the bathroom with things that are permanently there. Like my electric toothbrush charger has a transformer, a wall wart, and then the wire runs on the counter and it just lives there, and like that's silly. So I would like to run the transformer inside the cabinet and just have the little charging base pop out. So outlets inside the vanity. Any room's a sauna if you try hard enough. It's true. Smart screen behind the mirror. I really want to build one of those. This might be the time to do it. Because yeah, I've been wanting to do one for years. I'm actually running there's an app called Magic Mirror. That's like it's kind of like just for creating dashboards where you get little widgets that you can put on your screen and they can connect to different sources. And people have written some good, cute looking things that connect to a bunch of different data sources. And I'm just running on an iPad at the house right now. And it's great. It shows like current time in a couple different cities, the weather forecast coming up, although RIP Dark Sky, that one was working way better. It has like the schedule of TV show releases that we watch on it. But yeah, I want to do that in the bathroom because it'd be kind of cool. So that needs its own power. I have a feeling the mirror power is actually hardwired. So let's just say plus another outlet back here. Then we can plug in a Raspberry Pi back there or whatever. And a monitor, which I guess is what that would be. Underfloor heating. Charging stuff goes inside the vanity. Oh, yeah. And you do need a network connection behind the mirror. That's a good point. Plus network. That's a different plan, but let's make sure that we have it on the Unify plan. Oh, I don't have one in there, so yeah, we should do that. Ethernet doesn't need to be an access point. Where is it? What is that called? Wall socket. Wall socket back here. And then that connects to, I guess we'll go around this way. Track that down to there. Okay. Speaker in the bathroom. Wasn't planning on it. I feel like not if it's going to require a separate Sonos device. But hey, if we're thinking about Dante, if we're doing Dante everywhere, then I wonder how much does it cost? Okay, I need to find this. What is the cost for one of these little Dante? What do you call it? Ethernet. Like what? I don't know any of the terminology. I want Dante to analog audio. Maybe bridge is not the right word. Converter? Well, B&H has some sponsored keywords for this one. Input adapter, output adapter. Use analog gear with Dante network. 1 XLR, analog out. Oh, that's cute. How do you tell it what channel to be on? Man, I have so much to learn. 2-channel stereo, back ordered. Darn. Okay, so this exists and is not terribly expensive. And you can also get Dante speakers. No adapter need. Well, so here's the thing. I'm less willing to install things permanently that are what's the right word? Proprietary, not quite the right word. The only reason I'm even remotely considering using the Sonos system is because it's not installed in the house. It's a box that you connect wires to. What's installed is the speakers, and the speakers are just generic speakers. They just have speaker wire. So if I ever wanted to replace that, the speakers are what are installed, and I can just feed them with something different. So my theory with my thought with this Dante stuff is the same idea. I don't want to buy a Dante speaker and install it in the ceiling, because then I'm stuck. And if Dante changes, then I have to upgrade that. I don't want to do that. A speaker is just like the technology hasn't changed that much, and they're all pretty good, and they will still continue to be very good. So if I put a speaker in the ceiling, I can feed that from something that I can change out later. So that's why I was like, okay, what's the cost of the Dante thing? Because if the Sonos box is like $500. So if it costs $500 to power speakers, then is this cheaper? And it turns out the answer is yes. Although this is probably not going to feed a speaker. That's going to be line level output. So you still need an amp. But those aren't super expensive. Well, probably this will make sense. Elise says, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're still going." We're almost done. We're almost done. So, did get a network jack behind the mirror, which was not there before, and Lily, we haven't even gotten to the helicopter pad yet. It's true. We haven't got to the roof yet, though, which we should do. I think we're there because we got through. I don't think that. I think just like this little patio here. I don't think I have any special requests. Just a light, of course. I think they would put an outlet out there by default. Did you add outlets everywhere in my office? Let's go back to the office. We did. Also, any lighting in my closet? Yeah, we got lighting in the closet. We also gave you an outlet for the iron next to your closet. Okay. Lily's office. Where's my notes on that? Let's see how we did. Separate circuit for the laser printer. There. 3 on that wall. Floor outlet and ceiling outlet. And one inside that closet, because why not? Oh, this is another thing that I should probably actually point out is I want actual light inside that closet. Because I really like when closets have their own lighting inside, because you need to see what's in the closet. Let's just make that out. Closet lighting. I have a feeling we're talking about the bedroom closet, though. That won't block the entrance to the bathroom while you are ironing. Well, no. So if we look at the, because remember how we have the small cabinets for the laundry, which is basically that. So my thought is outlet, they're not this tall. It's like the bottom half. So my thought was outlet above here. That way you can put an ironing board in front here, or can we put an ironing board on top somehow? That's like built in. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. But that was my thought. Christopher says, where is your closet? That's a good question. So Lily gets this side, that wall, and a couple little extra small ones here, and then mine is on this side. So that's my wall. Slide out ironing board. Is that a thing? We should look at that. In any case, power on this wall for ironing situation. Find it, and we'll do it. But we need, right now I care about the power for it. What about a chandelier flush mount in my office over the internal window? What's a flush mount chandelier? That sounds like an oxymoron. Back to the office. Why can't I zoom in on this? Maybe I'm too far out. There we go. Navigating in SketchUp is weird. So that turned into an arch window instead of 3. And I want a chandelier in my office. We can do it. Yeah, we haven't actually done the lighting part of this project. We've just been doing outlets. Over the internal window. So like kind of hanging in front of it. Sure. We can do it. Okay. We did that. Did I get the phone booth room done? Now I can remember if we actually wrote it down or did I just talked about it. Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Okay. Rooftop. Up to the roof. Let's go up to the roof. Okay. And we come up here. If you just watched the episode's not out yet. Hey Lily, while I'm doing this, do you want to publish that episode? I finished editing last night, and we talk about where we're running pipes. So up on the roof, you know, I should just turn on the full thing because we need to see the roof covering at this point too. There it is. So it's covered, partly covered. And is this perspective? It is. I need a little bit wider. There's the dumbwaiter. So up here, what we're going to do is heat lamps underneath and a sprinkler misting system. So I need, let's turn off shadows. It's kind of getting annoying. So let's do this. The roof is like the best part of this house. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be living on the roof. Okay. So the roof gets, this is going to be like a 220 volt for heat lamps. And okay, then we do, I think that's it for that drawing. And then for this angle, that wall is where I want to do, there's gonna be stuff on that wall. So it's gonna be, let's call it, if we do a TV out there, that's where it's gonna be. So this will be, and I think this actually will be a weirdly high up mounted TV like that. So power for the TV. In the plumbing episode, you will hear about plans for a little water faucet out here and shower and mister. There'll be a lights and stuff out here too, which I'm not too worried about. TV power. What else are we doing on the roof? We have, oh, I actually have a drawing of it. Here it is. So, floor lighting, floor lighting under the bench. Oh yeah, 240 volt. That should just screen. I should just save this one. I've already done all this for the roof. So the hot tub gear is going to end up back, like the pumps and stuff are going to end up like back here, and I want to build that under a little like under like benches, and then so that needs its own circuit because that's like 240 volts. Ceiling heaters, power for the TV, power under the benches for laptops and stuff. Power out here for a grill. Yeah, there's a lot on the roof. Shower up there and all that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Powered shades, blinds on the roof room. There's not really anywhere to do that because it's just like open. The roof loft is so cool. Yes, I've already wished it would have done several times this week. It's been so hot here last couple days. Lighting is a must for evening dinner on the roof. Absolutely. Yeah. What kind of cool lighting do we need beyond just the ceiling lights? And ceiling lights, bench lights. Some sort of lighting around the hot tub would be nice. Don't forget cat power. Okay, yeah. So I already did the roof a while ago, apparently. So let's drop into the one that I did forget to do, which was cat power. We need to reach 1,000 subs on this channel before the house is done. I like that as a goal. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, oh, one more floor down. I don't know where we're gonna make her food location, but one of the things that I didn't mention, which is the cat box situation. And I actually have oh, I have a different model in the iPad I can show you. So this is oh, that's the entry. Oops. This one. So this is that first floor. There's the arch for Lily's office. That's the actual walls that ended up in there. And then there's the bathroom. I didn't draw the bathroom back wall, but here is the little phone booth. So see how there's like a little desk kind of thing, that surface. That's where you can like put a laptop. Down here, you might notice it looks like a bench, but it's actually because if you look at it on this side, this wall is actually in the middle of that. So what it is, it's for the litter box. So the litter box goes into that little area and then slides out into the bathroom under the sink so you can flush the litter in the toilet. But then the way the cat gets to it is from this side. So she just is in the hallway and goes into the litter box there, and then we can take it into the bathroom to take it out. And then we don't have to let her always into the bathroom, and we also don't have to we don't have to leave the bathroom door open or carry litter across the house. So to free up space, train the cats to call an Uber when they need to travel to another location for litter box and food. Good tip. Good tip. So yeah, for that, I do want, I've actually right now what I've got at home is, there's a little, oh gosh, I'm getting this sometimes. There's a little, so we have a little cabinet with a door that pulls out to clean it. And, I've got a little door sensor on it, and it's really handy because basically it can keep track of when it was last opened, and then we know how long it's been since we've last cleaned the litter box, which is nice. So we can get reminders if it's been a little bit too long. So I'm gonna do the same thing. That's battery powered Zigbee door sensor right now. I asked the low voltage guy about door contact sensors, and he was very confused about the request because normally that's just done for like security systems, and you're tying it into a actual security system that has its own like controller and stuff. I don't think I can get him to run just plain wires to the doors to be able to install door contact sensors myself, but the Zigbee ones have been working fine. So I think that's just what it's going to have to be, is Zigbee. For this one, for the cat box, probably just could use Zigbee again, but at this point, like, maybe I should put power in there just in case I wanted to more permanently install something. So again, there's already going to be power on that wall anyway, so might as well do a power outlet back there, probably with USB. Did you remember power in the call closet? Of course. Ubiquity door controller thing. Yeah, that's power PoE though, so we don't care about it for this plan. But that's in the Ubiquity plan. So that is over here. Where'd it go? Too many tabs. There it is. So one of them is down here. It gets powered from this one, so it's easy. Here and here. Those get put into the wall. And then short little runs to the outside for their readers. Powered litter boxes look interesting. Yeah, I'm not totally sold on that. Automatic feeder, I do like, and automatic water. The feeder I have right now is battery powered, and I do have to change the batteries more than I would like. I started building my own, and I got kind of far along with it, and then ended up, this was like 2018 I started it, ended up traveling too much and didn't finish it. But that was before I knew how to do 3D printing too, so I think I can do a better job of finishing it up than I was originally planning. One fatal flaw of my current design, though, is that it may not actually hold enough food in the chute. So I kind of have to see. It's using like a cereal dispenser, and it turns like the crank. Earlier than 2018, I did start it in 2014. That's true. I made the most progress on it in 2018. Actually, maybe in 2017, which was the problem. Let me see if I have any posts about it. Oh no, 2019 is when I did the most of the current state of it. So this is what it looks like, and it's a piece of. I didn't even cut these wood. I bought these pieces of wood off Amazon and spray painted them black. But the back is like exposed, so I could probably do a better job of like enclosing that now. But that's like the cereal box, and there's a motor attached to that. So it's all like physically done, but I need to actually wire it all up. That's a scale on the bottom, so it actually is it knows how much weight is on there, so it knows whether or not to put out more food. Like if there's still enough left, it'll just not dispense it. Yeah, I do want to finish that. Here's the back of it. So that's the motor attached to the crank that turns the little feeder, cereal dispenser. And my very good wiring job. Yes, everything's very safe. Oh yeah, this part also, there in the lid, there's this ultrasonic sensor, so it knows, in theory, it will be able to know how much food is left in the chute also. So it knows how much food is in the bowl, and it knows how much food is in the chute, which means I can make it send alerts if we need to refill it. Almost done. Between your laser cutter and 3D printer, you can make a way better one now. Yeah. I need to get the wiring done because the wiring wouldn't change, but I could do a better job than just hot gluing things to existing parts now. Okay. I think we're done. At least for now. I can't think anymore anyway, so I think we're done. What else? Lily's going to post the episode about the outdoor plumbing that we just filmed last week. And marathon achieved. This stream did go better than my last one, so that's good. And thank you for hanging out and giving me ideas. If you have any more ideas, comment below. Because in about a week from tomorrow, we'll be doing the actual walkthrough, and I'll be communicating all this information to the electrician. Oh, Philip, you're right. What about the sub-basement bunker? I did forget about that. Actually, no. We did not go through the rentals, but again, I've got the network design for the rentals that I'm picky about. I don't think I have any special requests for electric for the rentals beyond what they would normally do. I guess my general request for them would be, don't run all of the outlets on the walls on one circuit, which apparently you have to specify, because I don't want them to do that like our rental. Eric says, I literally made dinner and ate it in the time you started this episode. Now it's my turn to eat some food, because I have not had lunch yet. USB-C next to the beds. We did get that. Yep, we got that. It'll be behind the nightstands. But yeah, anything else? Comment below, and we will see if we can get it into the list in time. Otherwise, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I do think hitting 1,000 subscribers before we move in is would be a good goal. Would be a good goal. Which would be before November. It's doable, but we gotta do some more targeted planning of our episodes, I think, if we want to hit that. But tell your friends, subscribe. It's fun to listen along, and enjoy the ride. So with that, how do I end this? I did not build myself an end button. You know, we probably will keep the channel going after we move in because there's always going to be more projects to do on the house. Like, realistically, the karaoke room is not going to be done when we move in. We're going to have to spend some time after that to fill it up with things like the karaoke machine, the ceiling projectors, all that kind of stuff. Just need to get the electrical boxes in the right spot right now. Okay. I guess we go out with a logo. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and get some sleep and food, and I will do the same, and see you all again next time. That was the wrong button. That one. Bye.